Number 8 in the 101 Films Black Label range is the epic from 1986, Howard the Duck. I've always loved this film. You know, ever since I discovered it on TV in the late 80s, I've been a huge fan of Howard the Duck. It spoke to both my sensibilities as a horror fan, because there is some wildly scary moments in it, and to just a strange hero, weird protagonist type level which we have in Howard. The basic story is we have this world, Duck World, way over the other side of the universe, or multiple universes, and the pesky humans are doing something with a laser array that causes Howard to be drawn from that planet into our planet, plunked right here in a world he doesn't know, being a 3-foot tall talking duck. Likes to smoke, likes to drink, likes to fight when he has to. And that's the basic premise of the story. There is some other things that happen throughout the movie, but we'll get to them maybe, or I'll leave them for you to discover them yourself. But Howard the Duck is a tremendous movie on several fronts. One, special effects are actually rather good for the time being that it came out in '86. They hold up really well. There is a little bit of kitsch and nostalgic value to them now, but think back to when I first saw this, it was terrific. Howard, I still believe in as an actual character throughout the movie. The wise talking character is always the kind of character that I like to attach myself to in movies. You know, the person that always has the right answer, the smart answer, the one that's going to get him in trouble as much times as it will get him out of trouble. And that is Howard. He is a smart individual, quick-witted, stuck. He is literally a duck out of water. I think it's a fish out of water. Duck out of water sounds good. And when he's on this planet, he meets up with Leah Thompson, who is looking fantastic in this movie. She's Beverly, this tough rock chick, just trying to make it in this kind of world, trying to be in this hip group that she has. This music's actually pretty fun as well. She teams up with Howard because she just sees somebody in a little bit of distress, somebody needs a little bit of taken care of, and she just kind of latches onto them and they form a friendship. And she takes him along to meet a friend of hers, a boyfriend to one of her bandmates, Phil, played by Tim Robbins, who is wacky assistant mode here, the sidekick role, who is this wannabe scientist who kind of gets all the runt of the jobs at a museum he works in, and he is fascinated by Howard, wants to discover everything about him. And then the other main player we have is Jeffrey Jones, who is always fantastic. Jeffrey Jones is the man who was playing about with the laser array, caused Howard to come here, and has also been infected by a dark overlord and is starting to turn into this gnarly, strange, weird bad guy that we have. And the effects all around Jeffrey Jones' character are where it really takes a horror stint as well. They are grotesque, they are fun, they are terrifying at the same time, and this is what really shakes the movie up a bit. The strange tone that we have here. We have elements of a kids movie, we have elements of action, comedy, we have overtly sexual content as well, which is never right in your face, but it's hinted at, it's there within it, which was part of the comics as well, which this was based on. It seems to throw everything at the screen, and I feel as if this should have had a bigger cult around it than it actually did. It's still waiting on the majority of people to discover Howard the Duck, to discover the awesomeness of it. You will find die-hard fans out there, of which I am one. I love most of the elements about this. There is some terrific action and car chases in it, or small plane chases in it. There is fun fight scenes, there is great special effects, there is a stop motion overlord, which is just absolutely fantastic to look at on the screen. It's something different that's just energetic and fun, and just kind of brings the movie alive even more. Like I said, I've so much superlatives for this movie. It is terrific, and the transfer that we have here is pristine. The movie's never looked better for me, and I think it is absolutely fantastic, and I'm glad to have this one in my collection already. As usual, the disc has a host of extras on this, as well as a booklet, which has some really interesting readings in it as well. There's one about how Howard the Duck almost sank Lucasfilm, you know, at a point where it could do no wrong. It hit a big iceberg in the form of Howard the Duck, and it leads on to things like that. There's other interesting articles within the booklet as well. Best just left discovered by yourselves, which I thought were really interesting and fun to read about. We have a 21-minute feature, Howard, a New Breed of Cult, which is basically this guy who has a supreme knowledge of Howard the Duck, just talking for 21 minutes about its relevance from its comic book to how it affected politics, how it affected the zeitgeist, the public zeitgeist, and how it just was such a big part of the 70s in America, which is interesting because I never really knew much about that, and goes into quite a bit about the film and the production as well. It's one of those really interesting newly created extras for this disc. There is some small featurettes on this as well that were sort of produced at the time. You get a news featurette which is about 2 minutes long, which is just about the making of this film. One of the fun things about this is all the people promoting the movie, talking about the movie, refer to Howard as a real character, as somebody they've just plucked off the street to star in this movie and built a movie around about him. They never refer to him as animatronic or series of actors playing him, but as the actual character, which is fun. You get a 3-minute stunt segment, which is just interesting, talking about the pilot that does one of the big stunts at the end, and he's just talking through some of the things that he had to do or contend with when he was doing this stunt. You get a 3-minute special effects, which just throws you into a couple of the effects in the movie. Like I said, that Dark Overlord, they talk about that a little bit, as with Leah Thompson, about her disintegration scene thing, which is kind of funny. You get a 2-minute documentary, which is pretty much like the news feature, just rejigged a little bit, and has much of the content of that in this one as well. It's got a 3-minute segment on the music of the movie, how the guy created the theme song, which is catchy as hell. I've somehow forgotten all about it, but since I've watched the movie, I just can't get it out of my head. Just him like talking about how they were originally going to dub over the actresses, but they were that good that they kept their vocals on the movie. There is a strange 1-minute teaser, which I'm just, you know what, I'm not going to say a thing about. It's just weird. And an oddity, a curious oddity that this must have been playing in cinemas. And you get not one, but 2 commentaries. I've not listened to these yet, so I can't really talk about them, but most of the commentaries that have been created on the 101 disc so far have been rather insightful. As a whole, I think the package is a no-brainer. I think the movie is terrific, and if it was only the movie on this, I would still have bought it. This is up there with me in this range so far, along with probably Trespass, which is a movie that I long to get in Blu-ray, and I'm really happy to have Howard the Duck as well. I wholeheartedly suggest picking this one up. You know, I can see it selling out. I can see it being a cult movie that a lot of people from around the world are going to get this copy because it seems like a kind of premiere version of the movie. And yeah, jump on it quickly while it's still in stock. I'd love to know your thoughts on Howard the Duck. You need to let me know if you loved it, hated it, whatever, in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man vs Film.